Human immunodeficiency virus, also known as HIV. HIV infection rates are increasing every day, and it has been a leading cause of deaths all around the world. Knowing the transmission of HIV and the development of AIDS can help decrease the number of HIV infections in our country and around the globe. The first case of AIDS was found in Kinshasa, Zaire, in 1959. Some evidence suggests that HIV came from a related virus that infected African monkeys, which was known as SIV, Simian Immunodeficiency Virus. Our whole world is impacted with HIV that has an end result that leads to AIDS. Africa has many victims of this virus. Africa is a country that contains more HIV infections than any other country around the globe. Many infections occurred throughout Africa because of its origin, from monkeys. But Africa isn't the only country harmed by this virus. Africa is just a country that contains more HIV infections throughout its population. We need to know about HIV so we can prevent, care, and help find a cure for it in the future. All races are impacted with this infectious disease. HIV does not target a certain age group. It varies from birth of a child to young adults and older adults. HIV is transmitted from one person to another through unsafe sex, contaminated needles, blood transfusions, or from mother to child. Understanding the transmission of HIV and the development of AIDS can prevent future infections, resulting in global improvements in the AIDS epidemic. Once a body has been infected with HIV, HIV will then target one particular type of immune cells called the T cell, specifically the CD+4 helper cell. The body will eventually have a low CD+4 cells count, which means that the virus has killed many of the cells that prevent the body from contracting infection. HIV weakens our immune system so that we are too weak to fight any infections that enter our body. The HIV virus consists of three main functions: the lipid envelope, a protein coat, and RNA genetic material. When our cells have contracted the virus, HIV will reprogram the host cell so that more copies of HIV are made. In order to complete its life cycle, HIV first must successfully enter a host cell. It does this by attaching itself to the host cell and binding to two different types of host cell receptors, CD4+ and chemokine. After HIV attaches and fuses to its host cell, the viral genetic material, RNA, will enter the host cell. Single-stranded RNA will need to be transcribed into double-stranded DNA, which is accomplished with an enzyme called reverse transcriptase. HIV is known as a retrovirus because of this. Finally, now that the HIV genetic material has been transcribed into DNA, HIV then inserts its DNA into the host cell's DNA, and the body's own immune system is reprogrammed to make more copies of HIV when activated. HIV and AIDS does not target any certain age groups, genders, race, or geographic locations around the globe. Help prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS before it infects our whole world by supporting education, prevention programs, research, and vaccine programs. Many people are acting to stop the spread of HIV and AIDS. Stop AIDS, keep the promise.